50% of businesses fail by year 5, and I think one of the reasons why is entrepreneurs tend to be too scattered. And early on in business, it's normally encouraged to take a lot of action, start new businesses and ventures, but over time I actually think this becomes a bottleneck and something that hurts you. That's why in today's video I want to talk about limiting how many projects you work on, and preferably just growing and focusing on one thing at a time, because doing so will actually maximize the amount of growth and income and success that you experience. I know it's easy to look at people like Richard Branson, who has, I think, 300 to 400 different companies. It's insane that one person can be running that many, and then get inspired by them, which is great. But then you try it yourself, and next you know you're working on all these different businesses and things. None of them are really growing. You're not seeing the success you want, and then you wonder why. And one of the main reasons is your focus just isn't on one thing. And in my opinion, if you don't have a business or career that's making about 6 figures, you shouldn't be trying to grow multiple things at once. It is good early on to learn new skills, try out different business models, industries, and whatnot. I did that back in the day. I tried out drop shipping, freelancing, growing a marketing agency, affiliate marketing, you name it. And while it did slow me down in some ways, I'm happy I did it, at least for a couple of years, because it allowed me to grow different skills, figure out really what I want to do, what I'm most passionate about, and what I enjoy the most. And then I was able to double down on those things. But looking back at it, for a good few years, I was really just slowly growing these things. They're kind of interfering with one another. And yeah, they use a lot of the same skills like content writing, copywriting, SEO, and whatnot. But instead of just focusing on one thing, I was scattered across all these different projects. And then what do you know, when I started focusing on just freelance copywriting, I was able to grow to 5 figures per month and 6 figures annually in income very, very quickly. I know it can be somewhat of a scary thing. I know for me it was kind of just a habit to be growing new websites, starting new projects, and they call it shiny object syndrome, where you see something new, the latest business model, trend, and you just want to go pursue it in case that it makes you a lot of money. And sometimes, honestly, you're just kind of not confident in what you're currently doing, and that's one of the reasons why you actually have shiny object syndrome. You're not fully committed to what you're doing right now. Something I learned that was really important from Alex Hormozi, who I totally recommend if you haven't seen his YouTube videos or any of his content yet, is that entrepreneurship really is just a cycle of developing skills, developing character traits, and then breaking different belief systems that you have. And you're just continually going throughout this cycle in every level of entrepreneurship. And for example, I think when you're in that stage where you're just not focused on too many things, it's a belief or a character trait that you have to work on to get to that next level. So if you're like a lot of entrepreneurs and you're scattered all over the place right now, what I would do is assess all the different things you're working on, whether it's 2, 3, 4, 5 things or more, and first look at the best leverage opportunity or the highest leverage opportunity. What will generate the most amount of income, revenue, and growth if you focused on it 100%? Take that thing and imagine every day, every week, if you put all your hours and energy into that thing, would it actually generate the most amount of revenue and potential out of all those opportunities? And then also you want to think about your strengths and your weaknesses. If there's something you just started learning, well then obviously that's going to be a weaker point for you. Or maybe there's something you've been doing for 5 to 10 years and you're really good at it, you enjoy it. Well, that's a strength you really want to double down on versus learning an entirely new skill that'll take 3 to 5 years or more to actually master and become very proficient at. Not to say that you shouldn't be learning skills, you should be stacking your skills vertically in the sense that they all kind of empower one another and help you get better and better at what you do. But in terms of what you really want to focus on, think about what you're the strongest at and you enjoy the most. For me, it was writing and copywriting in particular. And then after this, you have to be consistent. I know once again, if you have shiny object syndrome and you're used to working on a lot of the things at the same time, working on one thing might actually feel kind of strange at first, but once you get into it, it's actually really awesome and one of the best things you can do. I know for me, it was relieving and just amazing when I decided to focus on copywriting many years back, because instantly overnight, I'm focusing on one product, one service, one target market. My branding and content marketing becomes easier, my content calendar and everything in between, versus trying to think about managing 5 different businesses, 5 different target audiences, products, services, and everything in between. And just to recap, if you want to get to 6 figures or higher, focus is going to be one of the most important things you can have as an entrepreneur or as a corporate person in your career. And really that's going to come down to focusing on as few things as possible. For myself, I have my personal corporate marketing career and then this personal brand where I produce content, I sell online courses, I do affiliate marketing, and it's monetized in other ways. Technically, those are 2 things, but all the skills intertwine and go together. But for my personal future, my values, and what I want in life, this is exactly optimized for that. And I guarantee if you actually drill your focus into one thing at a time, you'll see such more growth, fulfillment, and happiness and success in your life, no matter where you apply this. And if you want to learn more about business marketing and self-development, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching, and hope you're having an awesome week, and I'll catch you in the next video.